Okay, Twitch is live. YouTube's live. Hello, Jadens. Hello, Meggie. If we get enough people, I might do private battles again. But for now, I'm just gonna start with Turf. But I am gonna change off of my beacons, because Turf 4 plus beacons just doesn't work. People just ignore them. I mean, I'm Canadian, so the 4th of July doesn't mean much to me. To be fair, Canada Day doesn't mean much to me either, because I'm not particularly patriotic. I need to... I know I've been told this, but I need to quickly check this. Hello, Cotton! Yeah, I have enough for 49.9. I was told I didn't have enough. It's fine. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I mean, happy 4th of July for everyone that it's relevant to. You ungrateful colonists. Plus, I know I don't really have an accent, so it kind of makes it hard to just place me off of voice, like where I am in the world. I'm a general North American. I'm in that region somewhere. See, for me, Canada Day has always just kind of been that day that shops are closed down, and it's kind of annoying. Or when I was in school, it's the day that I had off school because it's Canada Day. I'd always get a long weekend. If there was still school. Which occasionally there would be. Because school year ended weirdly. And then the little bit I was working, it was another long weekend. Yeah. It's just a nice weekend. Usually. I think I just lucked into it being close to the weekend a lot. Whenever I really wanted it off. Like even this year it was Monday. I wouldn't want to buy more. I drank the other bottle of it a little bit ago, like with my my supper, but it was better cold, but it was not. I'd rather just buy some Big 8 Cola. It's better. My family legitimately just picked it up because it was weird and different. They'd never seen it before. It's like, good. So I'm the guinea pig then. I'm the one for testing the weird things. I mean, to be fair, I will try anything, so... Ow. That's just gonna become a thing of the streams now, isn't it? Just the Larry the Cable Guy soda. I still don't understand how he became a thing. So hey, it's Goofy Redneck. Hey, Rand. Let me do some painting. This isn't exactly what this weapon should be doing, but oh well. It's what I'm doing. frickin' dualies. If he couldn't have dodge rolled, he'd be dead. Take that, dualies. Oh, ink brush. That person's lagging, I think. Either that or I'm lagging. I don't know which. Alright, round. Probably Hydra, Junior, or something of the like. Hydra, Junior, E-Leader. Trying to think of the weapons you tend to play. Ow. Might not be full in a second. See, are you being saying favorite as legit favorite, because then it'd be undercover, or favorite as in I hate it, in which case it would be a Clash Blaster. Wait, I have a notification on Discord? What? Oh, it's from Phoenix. From the rain chaos. What if I don't care about your chaos? Do I need to put the order armor back on? Become basically a Brotherhood of Steel person. Ow. Because I can become the Brotherhood of Steel. I don't like what they did to the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout 4, though. Has anyone here played Fallout 76 and can tell me if there is Brotherhood of Steel in 76? I wouldn't think there would be, but... Ow. I've not played it, so... For good reason, but I've not played it. And for those who don't know, Brotherhood of Steel is a faction in the Fallout series that basically wants to collect technology and stockpile it so that people can't repeat the mistakes of the past because they don't have the technology to do it. Ow. Ah! I'm guessing this lobby is just getting full of friends, because we have, you know, D Trump over there, and we have D Nazi Man on the enemy team, I think. Or is he on this team? I don't know where he is, but he was in the last game. He'd be on the other team. No, this is not going to go well. Or it will go well. Okay. Yeah, there he is. There's Nazi man. He was kind of an idiot. Like, fun fact, a lot of the reasons why the Allies won World War II was Hitler was kind of an idiot. Like, well, I said kind of an idiot. He was a major idiot. Ow. Like, for example, German U-boats had a French bit of machinery, I forget what it's called, but it basically was a detector. It could tell them if they had been detected by the Allies' detection systems. And that, you know, for a while that was keeping the U-boats safe. I'm gonna change my gear around a bit. So, you know, it was a great success, and then after a while, the Allies started destroying a lot of U-boats. Hitler's thought was, wow, they must have developed some way to detect our detection detector, so let's remove that from all U-boats. When in fact the Allies hadn't. They had just developed a new way of fighting U-boats. I like history. I like history. I'm usually more one for ancient history, but I've been watching a lot of stuff on World War II lately. Because what else am I gonna do with my free time? Hello, Phoenix. I should legit just put my order armor on. It would fit with the heavy splatling, it just doesn't have great bonuses for mixing with the heavy splatling. Well, I say ancient history. I know probably the most about Chinese history. At least Chinese ancient history. Mostly because of the game series Dynasty Warriors. It got me interested in learning about that time period. Which, you know, kind of interesting fact even when it comes to those games, is a lot of the stuff that happens in those games legit happened. It's just a like, the exact dialogue probably didn't. The events themselves did. For the most part. Oh, jeez. I was not expecting dualies to just pop out of nowhere. And for any new viewers, I legit kind of want to be a teacher, so you could probably understand why. I have kind of a general knowledge of a lot of things, and would love to be able to apply that knowledge to sharing it with other people. Ow. Yeah, educations are important. Says the one that doesn't have his grade 12. Yeah, don't do what I did. Don't drop out of school. Unless you absolutely have to. Which was kind of the situation I was in. But still. I dropped out in 11th grade. Not because the work was hard, or I was even particularly struggling that much. Work was honestly too easy, that was part of my problem. It wasn't the reason I dropped out, but... For order. I aced everything. Like, every class I had, I could ace it. Like, I say I aced it. My grades said I didn't. My test scores, I will sit down and speak, said otherwise. Like, I basically, any test I would take, I'd get 90 to 100 on the test, even though I wasn't there for the work, which had a lot of teachers perplexed and convinced I was cheating in some way. When, no, I just already knew most of what they were teaching. Which was part of my problem with school, is I already knew what they were trying to teach me. I had nothing to really gain from being there. Ow. So, a lot of the times, I wouldn't be there. Yeah, I'm on Team Order as well. Though, I will say, my grade 9 year was probably my worst year for not going to classes. Well, my grade 9 years, I had to repeat grade 9 because I wasn't going to class. I might have been in school for about a total of about a month in total days in grade 9. The year I had to repeat it. So, and then my second time through grade 9, I was like, okay, I'll try and stay in class more, because that's clearly what I need to do to, you know, get into the next grade. Not pass tests, not, you know, not do the stuff that, you know, one would assume you should have to do to get into the next grade, which is prove you're smart enough to get into the next grade. And that was a year where my depression kind of peaked before a lot of, you know, more recent things happened. Of my best friend died, my grandfather died, within a week of each other. I barely had time to process one death and another happens. And I just stopped doing everything. I stopped going to school. Well, I'd get on the bus, I'd go, but I would just sit on my own somewhere. I just did not want anything other than to be alone. And that's the year they just kind of pushed me forward. Because the vice principal of my school basically went, you could tell he tried, and then all of that happened, and... yeah. And that got sad quickly. But my darn it, I almost got that thrown. My later years of school, I still skipped a lot of school. Like, a lot. Like, 10th grade, I was there for about half the school days. 11th grade, not of my own choice. I was only there for even half of the year, mostly. And I wasn't even there half the time for that. Though if nothing else, apparently my school has started cracking down more and more on people who skip school, and they've learned more of the places the kids go. Don't think they've ever discovered where I would go when I skipped school. Because, like, the way they're trying to crack down on it is, basically, there's a set of doors at the front and the back of the school for entry. The doors at the back are locked from the outside. You cannot enter through the back doors. And the front doors, only one set of them you can enter, and it's a set that the office can just look into. Where'd I go? I would actually go and sit in the graveyard, the town graveyard. There was a felled tree at the back of it in a lot of, like, a dense bush kind of area. Because the town I grew up in was basically nothing but trees anyway. But there was a big felled tree over there, and I would just sit on that. Usually I'd write, or I'd have borrowed a book from the library and I'd be reading it. Ow. But I'd just sit there. Sometimes I just sit and talk to myself, because that's just the best way I've ever found to deal with problems, is to just talk them out with yourself. Because usually, if you're having a problem and you can talk it out with yourself, you'll realize how dumb the problem is by talking with yourself. As long as you're, you know, not just trying to agree with yourself. Like, basically the only days I would actually spend time at the school were rainy days. Like, that is the only real time I would do it. Because any other time, I may as well just go sit in the graveyard. During my 11th year of school, more often than not, I would, because one of my older brothers had an apartment in the town. I'd go to, the graveyard for a bit, and then I would just kind of go to his apartment and chill there until the end of the school day, and then I'd just leave. Unless my ex was dragging me around that day, in which case I did exactly what she told me to do, exactly when I was told to do it, and how I was told to do it, and did not question. And that, dear viewers, is called abuse. Yeah, I'm kind of a broken human being, as you've all probably realized. It's mostly why I'm so positive, at least try to be, and why I don't like to stream when I'm kind of depressed. Because I kind of just want to put positivity out. Like, I'll let you guys know I was depressed, I didn't stream because of that, but I don't exactly want to put any form of negativity out. I have experienced enough negativity, I don't want to produce negativity. So there was another spot I would go, but this was more in my grade 7th, 8th years, when I would skip school. I'd skip school with a friend. There was like this vacant lot with just like a few tree stumps on it, just kind of in like the middle of town. And we'd just kind of go there and sit and talk about like new games coming out. And, you know, we'd just have a grand time. Occasionally we'd go to his house and play games, because he lived he lived basically on the edge of town, so it wasn't that far from the school. I know saying like the edge of town probably sounds ludicrously far for you guys, but you could walk from one side of this town to the other in maybe half an hour. This was not a big town. Yeah, it's not the easiest to turn it into something positive, but I do my best. I should really re-roll these boots, see if I can get something more productive on them. I also should change my pants. I'm wearing the wrong pants. I can change that after this match, though. Can't re-roll the boots, really, unless I back right out, and I don't want to do that right now. Ow. So yeah, the one thing I will say for anyone who's in school and has not skipped class before, and it's like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Don't do it. For just one, it, at least for me, it gave at least me an adrenaline rush that made me want to do it again the next day. And then that made me want to do it again the next day. Because the best way to put it is it's like experiencing freedom. You know, which is the kind of case of like, well, shouldn't that mean I should want to do it? Yeah, you'll want to do it, but you shouldn't. A lot of kids in general are kind of complete messes. And like, it's not their fault. They're the product of their environment. And let's face it, modern society is a mess. Ow. Yeah, the vaping thing. Can I say I'm a little envious of California right now? Like, for those who may not know, California is pushing through legislation to ban vaping altogether until it can be tested by the FDA. Because, fun fact, it has not been tested by the US FDA. For all anyone knows, it could be vastly more dangerous than actually smoking cigarettes. There's a good chance it's not, but it's never gone through FDA testing. It's been supposed to have gone through, but it hasn't been. Now, marijuana, that's, you know, yeah, kids shouldn't be smoking that, but it is basically guaranteed to be safe. That's something we actually know enough about that developing brains shouldn't have it, but developed brains are just fine. Like, most of the kids at the school I went to either smoked, like, cigarettes, or weed. Or were on harder drugs. I'm actually quite proud of one of my friends who was smoking since she was in, like, early high school. And as far as I know, she's quit. I am incredibly proud of her. Or at the very least, she was trying to quit last I was talking with her. Which, still, I'm proud of her just for that. I'm proud of anyone who tries to kick cigarettes. Really, any drug. Yeah, at the school I went to, there were legitimately 7th graders smoking. No joke. Like, I want some run speed, but... yeah, I'll wear my pink shoes. Because I want some run speed. The really frustrating thing to me is, like, where everyone would go to smoke was in clear view. Like, just clear view of the cafeteria where the teachers would sit and watch the kids smoke, but not do anything. They were still on school property, but it would really frustrate me, because it's like, you guys can see what's going on, but wouldn't do anything about it. They'd occasionally call the police to go spook them. Yeah, and not many kids had the same first experience with smoking that I did, Phoenix. When I was like, I don't even think I was school age yet. Like, both of my parents smoked. They both smoked a lot. My mother's quit, actually. I'm really proud of her, too. But like, I'd watch them make cigarettes. And they had like a little cigarette machine for like, you take the tobacco, you put it in, you put the thing on, you do it like a chunk motion, and it pushes all the tobacco into the cigarette. I did that one morning, because I was awake before everybody. And I tried smoking it. Like, I lit it and tried smoking it. It was so awful. Like, the experience of how bad that was, like, how bad it felt to, like, take a puff of that, is impossible for me to explain. But I legit just threw it into the garbage, still lit the garbage on fire. I managed to put that out, though. And I don't think either of my parents knew until I told them that I did that. I wasn't punished for it, I don't remember. Well, I might have been. I don't fully remember. But I don't remember being punished for it. I've never touched a cigarette since. Like, I just... no. I think that's probably one of the best ways of keeping someone from smoking. Is just letting them be stupid enough to try it before they're even, like, in elementary school. Ow. Okay. Expect that to kill me. I'm proud of your grandma, Jadens. I mean, from watching my mother go through it, it is hard to quit tobacco. Like, when the time she tried and succeeded to quit was not her first attempt. It was probably her, like, 8th. Though it was, I think, you know, the first time she had a reason other than they're too expensive to try and quit. Because, she needed to so that she could have her arm looked at, because she had pinched a nerve in her elbow, and it needed to be looked at, and no doctor would look at it unless she was smoke-free, basically. This was many years ago. Like, jeez. I'm trying to think of how long ago it was, because before we moved here like 6 years ago. Ow. Yeah, from watching my parents spend, they definitely were. Especially for people like my old man, who goes through about half a pack of cigarettes a day. Last I knew, I have not had any contact with him in 7+ years. I don't want to have contact with him. I would legit be happy to find out he kicked the bucket. Which I know probably sounds awful, but he is not someone worthy of sympathy of any capacity. All of his problems are his own. He legit spent so much on tobacco and cigarettes that quite often when growing up, we would not have heat in the winter unless he was going to be off work for a period of time because he wanted that money to spend on cigarettes because he quote-unquote needed them. Though, tangent, yet still kind of on topic. I don't know if they did it out where you are, Jaden's, and they might do it in the US too. But, we had the DARE program in elementary school, and we were to write letters to our future selves, which would be delivered randomly, you know, at a random time after we got to high school kind of thing. And I initially wrote mine with you know, the basically telling the story of my trying a smoke when I was really young. And my teacher looked at it and went, "Oh, well, you can't say that." It's like, but why? I know what happened. It was me. It's, you know, reminding myself of that if I have fallen into smoking would probably make me stop. So I had to just make something up, you know, as, you know, to write in this little letter. Because, you know, heaven forbid. Fun fact, I was also one of 5 kids to actually pass my DARE program. Like, of my entire class, I was one of 5. Which you might be like, how? How do you fail a DARE program? I could not tell you how these people failed the DARE program. You just had to sit there and fill out what they told you to. But because the group that passed was so small, the police officer that was administering it gave everyone who passed, like, a little, like, badge button thing that civilian populace are not supposed to have unless they, you know, are the relative of somebody who is in the police force, like, in the RCMP. I carry it on my, my trench coat jacket. Partially because I like having it. And partially because I realized that when the police see that, they tend to go, "Oh, you're not causing trouble." And just move on. It's very convenient. Because I guess the relatives of police officers don't tend to commit crimes that often. I actually kind of have to doubt that. But, you know. I legit just got it from a used clothing store. It's called, Frenchies. Hello, Ryan. They just had, like, a bunch of trench coats, and I was looking through them, and a lot of them were, like, light colors, and I saw one that was black, and I decided, no, I'm gonna buy that. It didn't come with its, like, liner or anything. I have a beige one that did come with a liner, and it also came from a used clothes store. It just wasn't a Frenchie's. I forget where it came from. Ugh. I also have 2 suit jackets that came from a used clothes store. For those who don't think you can get, like, snazzy clothes from a used clothes store, you are very wrong. Like, I wear almost nothing but dress clothes. I mean, some of my shirts are a little less dressy. They're still button-up. And, like, 90% of it came from used clothes stores. Like, all of my pants are dress pants. And as I think I told this story before, but I wear mostly dressy clothes because one day back when I was in like grade 8 or 9, I forget which it was, I basically just got up one day and went, no, I want to dress better. Because up until that point, I had wore basically nothing but t-shirt sweatpants all the time. Because, like, blue jeans were just way too tight. I could not wear them. They would legit hurt my, like, my abdomen and such. So it's just like, nah, I'm just gonna not. Ow. So I just wear sweatpants. They're really comfy. Some days I actually still kind of wish I still wore sweatpants all the time, but at the same time, I probably look much more presentable now. Though nothing beats the convenience of sweatpants. There's nothing to do up, you just pull them up and go. Ow. I've legit not worn pajamas since I was like... Jeez, I think since I was like 4. I stopped wanting to wear them, and my parents never exactly like, no, you wear pajamas to go to bed. That was never their train of thought. It was always just, okay, you don't want to wear them, don't wear them. I was already wearing sweatpants all the time. And t-shirt, that's basically pajamas. Just a little less fluffy. So, yeah. Wear those if you want. Now I tend to just wear dress clothes to bed. Which you might think, how is that comfortable? Because all the buttons and such, it doesn't actually bother me any. Like, I've legit never felt the buttons while I was lying down. Which I think just speaks to the quality of dress clothes. Like, they're kind of made to be comfy. Ow. My girlfriend, however, wears pajamas a lot. To the point where, in preparation for her moving here, I actually have, like, me and my family have gone out and bought her, like, I think we're up to close to, like, 6 pairs of pajamas. Yeah, I noticed we have disconnect. I don't know how I noticed light Tetra is easier than I do most Kensa weapons, but I did notice that. Yeah, Ryan, I can't stand wearing shorts. I legit hate how my legs look. And it's not like there's anything wrong with them. It's just, my family is very hairy. My legs are very hairy. And I just don't like it. So I just wear long pants all the time. Summer heat, doesn't matter. Long pants. Yeah, I'm gonna grab the point gal. I'm gonna put these back on. I don't need run speed with the point gal. See, I tend to wear kind of a mix of both. Like, even like right now, like my shirt is short sleeve. But, you know, my pants are, you know, a full set of, you know, dress pants. Could not aim through my splash wall. My eyes are so bad. I'm kind of a weird person, because, like, I don't mind if other people are hairy, I just don't like it myself. Like, that's something I've had to, I've kind of struggled to get through to, like, my girlfriend of, like, I don't care if she has, like, hair on her legs or arms, I don't care. What I care about is, I'm hairy, I don't like that. Yeah, kill! Also, the argument could be made that track pants are kind of made for stuff like cross-country, because they're made for running in. May not be like long-distance running, but they're still made for running in. Ow. So Ryan, I think I've just come to the conclusion that you're just youngster Joey. I hope you're okay with that. There are a lot of youngster Joey animations, so maybe? I mean, I know I'm naming the wrong youngster, because it was like youngster Ben, but Joey's the same trainer type, so you know he likes shorts just as much as the other youngster does. Only Joey has a really cool Rattata, too. So Joey is clearly the superior of the two. Joey's Rattata is in the top percentage of Rattatas. Joey's Rattata has no peer. It is more powerful than Arceus. Well, to the airport, so he just said. I'll stop being smart now. I'll stop being a smart A now. It's kind of impossible for me. I mean, technically, according to game theory, all humans in the Pokemon universe are normal types. I mean, if you're going to, like, a state, that would be vague enough that no one's gonna be able to track you down. I mean... But yeah, as Jaden says, you don't want to state, you don't have to. State, province, country, it's just kind of vague. He's going along the Oregon Trail! Ow. I deserved that for that joke. I actually wonder, I'm willing to bet probably almost all of you here have not played that game, like Oregon Trail. I almost wonder if, like, I sat you all down to play the game, how many of you would actually manage to get through it on, like, your first attempt? It is very much the type of game that I wouldn't honestly expect any of you to, because really nobody does. Nobody knows how to prepare right to get straight through. Hello, J-Girl. I'd have to get it working on Windows 7 first. It is an old PC game. It does not work well. And to be fair, Ryan, anywhere could be a state. You do know how the US works, right? You guys would probably go to war over a broken Pringle. Like... Give your Cheeto a reason and he'd go to war with Mexico. Like... I think he already does want to go to war with Mexico, and he's just using Puerto Rico as an example. Well, as an excuse. So anywhere could be a state. I wouldn't. I'd just eat Pringle, the broken Pringle, and just move on. I mean, I'm not. I'm willing to bet Trudeau would probably go to war with the US if he thought we could win. He's not the most mentally there. He's not, in my opinion. He's better than Harper was, but he's not. That is the one thing, though, I am very envious of the US about. Any of you who live in the US, you know what your leader is doing. Up here in Canada, like, I don't know about you, Jadens, but the last time I heard news about Trudeau was, like, nearly half a year ago. Alright, Rand. Like, Trudeau's been doing things. He has to be. Either that or he's like the most inefficient leader in Canadian history. But we never know what he's doing. Because you don't have to be a political guy to know what Trump's doing. It's everywhere. Because people are so, like, active. This is another case of fun fact about me. I actually took global politics in grade 11. I took a grade 12 global politics class in grade 11 because that's how my school worked. Yes, I will talk about the Cheeto. You're a Dorito. You should accept this. Ow. I could try, but I don't think he'd listen. I just remember, like, when he was elected, like Trudeau was elected, like, everyone was like, oh man, he's so attractive. It's like, really? Was that your reasoning for voting for him? He's attractive. Like... I don't understand a lot of people. But as far as I can tell, that was some people's legitimate reason for voting for him. Not because they agreed with what he wanted to do, not because they even knew what he wanted to do, but because he was attractive. Yeah. Problem with that is I love history. And in history, people would not have elected somebody because they were attractive. Ow. Like, we've had electoral governments before. Look at the Romans. They did not elect people who were attractive. They elected people who could get stuff done. Like, sure, the Romans still had their emperor. Honestly, I think a system like that is arguably better than how modern democracies work. Because then you have one set figurehead, but an always changing Congress. That way, you get kind of the best of both worlds. But, like, you couldn't even be in Roman politics unless you had served at least 5 years in the military. You had to have spent 5 years, generally as a common soldier, to even qualify for the lowest levels of politics in the Roman Empire. Alright, Rand. Yes, politics. Historical politics. Obama was neat. I don't know a whole lot about him. Nothing against him. He didn't do anything I found as egregious. He seemed to have been trying to move the US towards proper healthcare. Well, because without the government, then nothing would work. We wouldn't have roads. Roads are important. I mean, they're an illusion, but we still need them. Now, I mean, if I could get a universal carrier, I wouldn't need them anymore. Which now... No, I need to mention this. Okay, there's a World War II vehicle called the Universal Carrier. It is an armored battle taxi. Under Class A regulations for licenses in Canada, you could drive one of those. Under the rules for a vehicle on the road, a universal carrier could be driven on the road, like residential roads. You can drive a universal carrier on Canadian roads if you have a trucker license. I want one, and I want a trucker license. Like, it's probably the most, like, little kid thing I could do, but I want one. It's like a tank. Like, it's a legit vehicle with treads that drives like a car. And it's perfectly legal to drive it on Canadian roads. To be fair, J-Girl, the race problems were already there in the US. He just kind of brought them more to light. No joke, I have kind of considered becoming a trucker. Like, I'd love to do that. The pay is amazing. I like truck sims. I already know a lot of the rules about driving trucks. That roller! Jeez! I actually, I have a friend who's a trucker. He didn't find it very relaxing, but that's because the business he was working for, sucked. Is the best way to put it. Like, legit, there was multiple times when, like, I've been trying to see if he can help me go somewhere. And we've been trying to work this out for the better part of 8 months to a year. And, like, he'd have, like, you know, a day like, yeah, I could probably do it at this point. To then, like, an hour later, no, I gotta drive this way now. I've just got told I need to go this way. I can't do it now. Because, like, they wouldn't tell him what he needed to do all at once. Wouldn't even wait till he was home to give him, you know, a new job to do, basically. And it was all because they were understaffed, but it was not great for him. Which in turn meant it was not great for me doing what I want to do. Which I have to be incredibly vague about. I need money for general things. I need a job. I feel like I should change my outfit again. Yeah, I think of, like, everyone here, the only two who know what I'm talking about is Robotic and Jay. When I'm talking about the thing I need to be incredibly vague about. I can't exactly call them a job because I don't make money doing them. This is a hobby still. If I was making money, I could consider it a job, but I'm not. I have a Patreon, but I don't make money. I make money mowing my sister's lawn, but that couldn't be considered a job really either, because it's 1 day of work, and it's not even a day of work, it's like in half an hour to an hour of work. Alright, Rand. Have a good night. The orchestrating of a trip somewhere is the only thing I have to be vague about. Let's say, if you didn't know what I was referring to off of that, I was going to be kind of disappointed. I kind of do, because there are people who know of this channel who could ruin the whole thing if they knew about it. There's a lot of ifs in there, but... well, it's more of one big if, but... yes, I did. My only complaint was that that one song isn't just time. I don't know about the other links, but the Wind Waker link is the hero of winds, not the hero of time. Which Wind Waker link includes the, the DS games as well. With Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass. Those are Wind Waker Link. It's legit the same Link. Yes, he is the hero of bad decisions. Thus making him the best hero. Oh jeez, right, I'd said earlier, happy 4th of July to you ungrateful colonists, and then I forgot. I was like, fireworks? Ow. Yeah, that's a bad decision. See, like, Songer, you can eat an Octorok. Eating an Octorok is not a good idea. Breath of the Wild proved that, because, you know, it's not an edible thing. You don't recover anything for eating it. CDI Link is the hero of bad decisions. He protects the other Links in the timelines from horrendously bad decisions. I'm so sorry, Stitch. I won't tell Lilo. I don't have time to tell Lilo of your untimely demise. Fighting for my survival. I mean, I can't shut the fireworks up. Excuse me. The Canada Day fireworks where I live were actually cancelled because it was too wet. There was too much rain, they couldn't launch them. Didn't stop people from launching off some fireworks, though. Though they didn't launch off many. At least not around where I am. Because the police are very quick to stop people from firing off more fireworks after they've launched their first. People tend to wait like a day or two after Canada Day to launch their fireworks. Because in general, in like cities like I'm in, it's outright illegal to launch fireworks. It's too much of a fire hazard. In, like, the town I grew up in, it was more okay, but nobody did because nobody had the money to spend on fireworks. You'd get a few, like, high schoolers that would launch some fireworks from the beach that they stole from, like, one of the supermarkets, but, like, that'd be about it. They wouldn't buy them, they'd steal them. Because that's just what poor towns do. Hello, Philly. I mean, I don't either, but, like, you can't launch your fireworks off at a baseball field here unless you get permission to do it. Otherwise, you're trespassing. Ow. So, like, it is, like, nearly impossible to launch your own fireworks in the town I'm in. Depends on the part of Nova Scotia you're in. Some parts of Nova Scotia already have a fire ban, but other parts don't. More northern Nova Scotia is fine at the moment, I think. The further south you go, the more of just a hard no it becomes. There's some areas where you're allowed to within certain hours of the day. Like, you're only allowed to after, I think it's 5 p.m. That's around, like, the middle, like, Halifax Truro areas. And then as you get down to closer to, like, Digby, I think Cornwallis is down there, Yarmouth, that kind of area, it becomes just a hard no to campfires. Nobody pays attention. They light them anyway. But, especially in Digby, because everyone lights their campfires on the beach. Like, that town is 60% hill, 40% beach. So, like, everyone just lights their campfires on the beach. One of the 5 beaches. And then they just get to hope that they're done with their campfire before the tide comes in. Because if it's anything close to high tide, when the tide comes in, the beaches become ocean. I'm not sure if we have enough people for a private battle. I'm sorry, Ryan, I can't. You are a brave newbie, yes. I will one of these days start actually organizing a more competitive team. I only got 1 kill that entire time. Okay. I felt like I was doing so much better than that. And we might be able to get a league match going. I'm gonna do one more match and I'm gonna back out. I want to give people actually a chance to back out if they're in. I don't know who all might be in. If anybody. It's hard to keep track of names. So I'll see if I'll see what's going on in League. Or someone could just tell me. Because I don't want to do Clam. We are not, but well, technically we are, because I'm a member of Brave Newbies in EVE, and I'm the leader of Brave Newbies in Splatoon. But I have not cleared the stealing of the name, so it shouldn't matter, though. We don't even really have a coordinated, reliable team, so I'm gonna have to say no. It would probably end up just being me turning up. Just 1-on-4. Bring it on! I mean, I'd need to get my hands on a copy first. I mean, I suppose I could just emulate it, but there's also so many just good games. Like, I could do, you know, I could restart my Majora's Masks, you know, stream series. I could do Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, that would be a neat one. Breath of the Wild, Oracle of Ages, Seasons. Minish Cap, even. Can't do the DS games because I'm left-handed, but I want to play them. I just can't. Too much requiring to push buttons and move using left hand for me. For most people, they move with right hand, so touchscreen controls are fine. Me, no. There's no left-handed mode. Like, I still don't understand that. Like, that would have been the easiest thing in the world for them to have implemented, was a left-handed mode. You just mirror the D-pad buttons to the face buttons. And make L and R do the exact same things. But, no. Nintendo just doesn't like left-handed people, even though Link is left-handed! Unless it's Skyward Sword Link. In which case he's right-handed, because the majority of the population is right-handed, meaning anyone who's left-handed has to basically swing a sword with their hand. Yeah, I've got a lot of ideas for what I'm gonna do after Pokemon. I might just start adding in random things. Like, I've been kind of considering making kind of like a fluid schedule. Yeah, the Twilight Princess Wii version, he's right-handed, but that's because motion controls as well. The motion-controlled Link is right-handed. That is a lot of fireworks. Oh, excuse me. I was gonna back out and check the thing. Well, that's fine. Psychonauts is coming, but you need to be here first. So, I mean, I own Psychonauts now. But Robotic, you need to be here first. Yeah, I could do Salmon Run. I don't have the hat yet. I did actually get the friendship bracelet just before it ticked over. So, I got the friendship bracelet. Yeah, after this we can do some salmon. I'll set up the lobby and first come, first serve. Anyone welcome. Yeah, if we don't have a full 4, it just grabs a random person who's also looking for a match of equal ranking to the lowest ranked person, because that's the difficulty it sets everything to. It's quite fun. Somebody in the chat has promised me we'd play Salmon Run at some point, and we haven't yet. Because she keeps coming up with excuses not to. Ow. But it's fine. And she'll get to see some Salmon Run. So, there's that. Excuses, excuses. Yeah, I think everybody knows now. But the Salmonoid menace! That might not actually be a menace. I don't know. It's just what Mr. Grizz says. And who am I to question a talking bear radio? Like, I think a talking bear radio would know. Unless my boy Wasp is involved, I don't pay much attention. Poor Wasp. He just wanted to be an Autobot. and Bumblebee just went and messed everything up for him. I legit dislike Bumblebee because of that. Like, Wasp just wanted to be a good Autobot. Like, he was going through the schooling, he was just trying to be a good Autobot. He was a little bit of a jerk, but he just wanted to be a good Autobot. And then Bumblebee's like, oh no, look, I found this thing and it says that Wasp is bad. So that means Wasp is bad and he should, you know, and he should be arrested. So he was arrested. And it literally broke his brain, and then he became Waspinator. And now I shall back out and set up a Salmon Run lobby. Bumblebee's a menace and should have been put in that jail cell in place of Wasp. It should be Beanator. To Grizzco. Oh, these weapons are gonna be fun. That's what other people wanted. Apparently Phil can't get into League battles, so Jaden suggested Salmon Run, so... I'm good a bit to see if anyone else wants to pop in here. I just noticed something about this hat. Robotic, have you noticed something about this hat? The hat reward? Just above the 200? It seems very close to your boy's hat. Alright, Ryan. We'll give a minute for you then. Yeah, but I've never actually... Right, it's CR. I keep hitting ZL because it's ZL for other things. It's ZR in here. I've never stopped to look at what I look like in Salmon Run. So I think that might be a little added incentive for you to actually play some Salmon Run now. If you want, we can drag... I think Jay has Splatoon as well. We can just drag her along. I think Anissa also wanted to play Salmon Run with you, so I mean, there we go. Squad of 4. Just wait for an all-random rotation. And... I'm not sure if Jay's even played a Salmon Run before, so... Yeah, with your spoons. Oh, I thought Phil was on this side. True, but I mean, I get that, but you know, between the, you know, all the people just mentioned, none of us are gonna judge you. Like, no one here is gonna judge you. In fact, with Inkjet, if you time it right, at the very least in Salmon Run, and you activate your Inkjet just before you touch water, you'll bounce up onto the land. Or is it just as you touch water? I forget which it is. And it might actually be Splashdown. No, it isn't Splashdown. I don't think. It's one of the specials. Pretty sure it's Inkjet, though. You'll bounce up back on the land. But yeah, I do understand that you're just not that comfortable with it. I'm just doing a bit of teasing, as I do. It's what we boyfriends are meant to do. It's our whole purpose for existence. Oh, jeez. Steelio wanted my booty. I like seeing stingers die. Ow. Ah, jeez. Drop, 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 drop. Drop, 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 drop. Sploosh! I don't know if I even got one of my bombs in, but I tried! Got lots of eggs down there. I love doing that. Yeah, I do quite like Salmon Run. Like, when I first got Splatoon 2, I think, like, my first time playing it was a stream, and I just played standard game modes. And then afterwards, I just played Salmon Run for, like, 4 hours. I mean, I'm only at 100, so I can't help you get to 1,000. So I think it only goes to $9.99, which is the price of a regular Cat Planet. If you didn't know. Oh man, referencing obscure French YouTubers that speak English. For those who don't know, I was referencing the YouTuber Rockow, who does very weird stuff. Literally searching his name, the top result will probably be Cat Planet. It was probably his most popular video he did. And probably the best example of what he's like as a YouTuber. I find him quite entertaining. He played through all of the Mega Man games. All of them. In one playlist. It's titled All the Mega Man. Or All the Mega... something. All the Mega Mans. Oh, something along the lines of that. I haven't watched it all. He uploads so much. But it is consistently entertaining, so there's that. I have legit considered streaming Cat Planet, because it is such a beautiful game. I am going to be terrible at it if I ever do stream it, because it's a platformer, and I am bad at platformers. Oh, I have ink check this time. Hydra! Hail Hydra! Hail Bob, agent of Hydra. Servant, I mean friend of Deadpool. Depending on what it is, I'd be for a night. Pride Month was last month, wasn't it? We don't. Speaking as a technically bi creator, we don't need 2 months. One is more than enough. I say technically bi creator because I don't exactly create anything at the moment, but I am bi. So, oh geez, we have this going on. So you mean just gamer month, basically. Anytime I hear pride, I just think of the LGBT movement, as I think everybody does. They've kind of taken that word and made it their own. Whether anyone else wants it or not, they don't care. Gamers don't exactly need a month of pride. We're prideful all the time. Except the ones that aren't. I think they just need to get their crap together. No. I'm joking. Yeah, we do have a lot of eggs here. Probably too many eggs. You can't possibly eat this many eggs. I think that Celio wanted me dead. Oh jeez, I think everything wants me dead. Run away! I will give you booyah support from here. I love doing that. Hello, Edgy. Eggy. Right, I never welcomed you here, Angels stuff. I'm hoping it's Angels. I'm not great when it comes to words. I just say things and hope. I could say hello to your friend Nick. I'm not gonna say the full name. I rarely say full names of people. Oh hey, here's a night wave. Just in case it's glowflies, I'm staying here. Oh no, it's this. Well, here he is. Semi-pro tip for this wave: if we have 12, just don't shoot geysers. I will keep the little guys at bay. Just put eggs away. We still have eggs to put away. There's 2 down here. We don't have enough, but still. Eh. Will that work? Protect those eggs. No, you guys are just on your own. I'm gonna go hide in a corner and try and I'm just gonna survive down here. Oh, great. It's creating more. Oh, I can't stand on that. I'll take some more orange eggs, I guess. I'll carry this around. Don't need it, but I'll carry it around. Spooned in the ankle. I don't like getting spooned in the ankle. I do see an opportunity for orange eggs. I don't like those waves. They're so easy to wipe, and I always assume every team is going to wipe it. Partially because people get greedy. Kind of like you guys were getting. Once you reach the quota, it's just safest to just go for it. And just stop hitting geysers and just see party for a while. Like, I know that's not the most engaging thing to do, but it is probably the smartest thing to do. Oh, jeez. Ow. No. Thank you, Ryan. Ow. Every time! Draw. And every time I used one of my stingrays to try and do some good, I just died. So I am out of stingrays now. Oh, that completely missed. I'm out of ink. I can't throw bombs. No, we have a problem that needs to be dealt with. What was that noise? Oh, it's metal of something creaking. I think in Samurott, everybody has that one thing that they always they go out of their way to get rid of. And for me, that will always be stingers. I've just had far too many waves lost to stingers. Those salmonoids killed me. That's what they did. They turned me into a puddle of ink inside of a life preserver. Which was not very nice of them. They could have been much nicer. Alright, Ryan. I think I'm actually only gonna do one more in the stream, so I am really tired. I might do a little more after, I don't know. Depends on how I feel after this round. These rounds can take a fair bit of time. Do they really want to protect their eggs, though? Like, that's my question. Because if they wanted to protect them, why are they carrying them with them into battle? Glowflies. Everyone this way. Keep them just coming through the straight line. Well... Oh, jeez. That worked out better than expected. Yeah, they probably just hate babies as much as most humans hate babies. And it's just like, nah, no. Let's just bring them to die and everything will be fine. That's because our Samurott lobby is full. Samurott only holds up to 4 people, and we have a full lobby of 4. It's about to change. If I keep going after this, then there will be 1 slot for whoever gets there first. Oh, I really should stream some EVE Online at some point. Oh geez, we have 2 stingers. I'm gonna deal with the furthest away one that just arrived. Hopefully you guys could deal with the other— No, jeez. I have to do everything myself. At least when it comes to stingers. Yes! Yeah. You die, Stinger. Barely even get to touch land. Evil creatures. Yes, I feel like I'm getting to the point where I'm getting a little too tired to stream. But like I'm not tired enough to sleep. I'm probably about like an hour away from sleep. We got loads of eggs over here. Worth it. I didn't have mine timed quite right. Yeah, GG's all around. They'll do another round or 2. And they'll go to the hour. So however many rounds fit in the next, 8 minutes. But I will, for now, do my standard, little spiel of, hey, there's a Discord if you want to join it. It's linked in the description on YouTube and the info on Twitch. Give Ryan a chance to leave. Anyone else who wants to join in, I'll give it a chance while I'm doing a little spiel. Discord, it's a chat program, free to join. and free to chat with people. And chat with the other stream viewers. It's pretty nice, pretty neat place. Hey, it's red. Oh, you're that red. Neat. Okay, so you are round. Or are you that red? Am I confusing you with another red? Not red, but fox. Ah, jeez, my brain hurts. So you're a fox, if I'm getting everything right. It's yellow. Why is it different? Yeah, this might only be one match, but I'm gonna go a little longer. I kind of want to see about getting to the second hat so I have a better chance, but it's almost 2 a.m. Normally I'd be fine, but my sleep schedule got kind of messed up. Like, normally I wouldn't be going to bed till like 4 in the morning, but I'm just way too tired. So I'm gonna be going to bed probably I'm probably gonna be awake for about another hour after the stream ends. And then that'll be when I'll go to sleep. I am in the Atlantic time zone. It's an hour ahead of Eastern. I did not mean to say help that quickly. I usually have one, it's just an awkward one. Well, an awkward for most people, but not for me. Hey, Nuke. That's fine, you need sleep. Stream's not gonna be going for much longer anyway. 'Cause I also require sleep at some point. Sleep is for the weak. It's the thing the weak do. I see you, Stinger. You will not get to enjoy the land for long! Oh jeez, I didn't mean to do that. Well, I might as well just go for it. It's better we get that painted fully now. Did I just do that? I think I legit just hit that thing. With its own thing. It's like the dream of Salmon Run players. Ah! I can... Oh, I can't hit that. Fair enough, Nuke. I don't have emotes yet, because I'm not an affiliate. I wanna be. I always meet all of the requirements, but the only one I miss is the average viewers. Oh jeez, I was trying to get him to turn around. I say 4th of July because that's what it is. It's the 4th of July. You ungrateful colonists. Oh jeez, there's another stinger. Oh jeez, there's another stinger. Ow, I'm dead. Yeah, I need 3 average viewers. You wouldn't think that would be so hard. To be fair, I occasionally do say December 25th instead of Christmas. Because I don't celebrate Christmas. The trick is, a lot of people don't celebrate that day. So, to be fair, I myself wasn't streaming for a long time. But like before that, like I just, for whatever reason, I cannot bring in 3 average Twitch viewers. No, I missed jumping off the edge. Ugh, yawning. Well, it is the hour, so I am gonna be ending the stream off because I just, I'm getting a little too tired to stream. If you're wondering why I tend to stop when I start getting a bit tired, it's because I'm worried I'm gonna start cursing because my brain isn't filtering as much as what I'd normally say out. So yeah. I'm gonna check my little gachapons first, and I'm gonna see my hat. See what it has for a thing. That'll deter— oh, I'm definitely doing more. Oh, jeez. Oh yeah, got a useless worker's cap! Whoo-wee! But yeah, that's gonna be the end of the stream, so hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow. Hopefully there'll be a day stream if I don't sleep too much. There's always a chance I will. Yeah, with that, thanks everybody for watching, and yeah, like I said, hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. See you then!